Greetings, and thank you for having me with you in this special occasion. I remember once being selected for Teacher of the Year not too long ago, so I can just imagine your excitement. When I first heard about this occasion, I thought, what an honor to stand in front of these amazing teachers. I can talk to them about how important they are to the children they serve, especially because by the age of 3, children have developed 85% of the foundation of the brain. By the age of 5, children have developed anywhere from 90 to 95% of the brain. And I thought they need to hear this. They need to know the impact that they have in the children. They are brain builders. As I was preparing for this, I decided to tie in the mission statement. So I looked it up and it states Parent Child Incorporated's mission is to provide high quality early childhood developmental and educational services in order to empower all children and their families to become responsible citizens who value education and community. Wow, I thought, and I scratched off my original idea. The reason I decided to scratch off my original idea was because I identified with the mission statement. I am a great example of the great work that you do. I remember when I first heard about PCI. It was somewhere around 1994. I was sitting in my living room watching my 3 little ones play. Back then, I was a waitress working all hours of the day, any day of the week. Suddenly, I hear a knock on the door, and I thought, I'm not opening that. It's probably someone selling something or someone from church whom I don't want to talk to. No offense to anyone, but I was just tired and I really didn't want to talk to anyone. They persisted. So after my oldest decided to yell, Mommy, someone's at the door, I had no choice but to open. I remember the family service worker clearly. She explained to me what the program was and asked if I would be interested in applying for services. In a blink of an eye, my oldest was enrolled in the Casiano homes. I lived very close to the Casiano homes. I was rapidly encouraged to be involved in the program. I started off with helping the education lady, as I called her, to create what she called teacher-made material. No idea what that was back then. She tried explaining it to me several of times, but I really didn't understand it much back then. So the day came when I was encouraged to be engaged in the program. I was invited to be part of the parent committee, a team that makes decisions for the program. That's how I understood it. I'm originally from Mexico, so I was super quiet and very shy. I agreed to be part of the committee, but requested it was a position where I didn't have to talk a lot. Um, I was told that the secretary position was probably the perfect position for me because all I had to do was take notes, and then the vice president would, bring the report to the rest of the committee. So I agreed to it. You know, what could I do? I was just going to take notes. That's all I had to do. I didn't have to talk to anybody or associate with anyone else. I was in the committee for a few years, and throughout the years, I went from being the secretary to being the treasurer and then being the vice president, and I ended up being the president of the committee. So you can imagine my excitement and how proud I was of myself because I went from sitting in a corner, not talking to anyone, to now being part of this committee, this group of people who make decisions for the center. And I was a leader. So, I was super excited and again, very proud of myself. One day, I was approached by the family service worker and was asked if there was something I wanted to work towards. A goal, she said. So I remember telling her that I wanted to look for a Monday to Friday job with reasonable hours so that I could spend more time with my girls. She suggested a job at PCI, and honestly, I remember laughing and saying, I don't think there's anything for me. I didn't finish school. She said, I don't think there would be a problem with that. So she researched and she found a nutrition aid position. She helped me fill out the application, and before you knew it, I was a proud employee of Parent Child Incorporated at the Springview, the old Springview kitchen. That same year, I remember one of the early Head Start teachers needing a potty break. I'm sure y'all can relate to that. Well, because I was the youngest and he was in the kitchen, I was pulled to cover that room. And that's when I knew it. I really wanted to do this. I fell in love with it. You know, I went into a room, I held a baby, I fed the baby, I sat in that rocking chair. And while I was sitting in that rocking chair, I was like, wow, this is what I want to do. I want to have this attachment with the children and be part of whom they're going to be as they're growing, you know, as they're developing within their early years of life. I went back to the kitchen, super excited, and I remember sharing with them, I want to do that, and they were like, "No, you don't. You don't want to do that. You're gonna say yes, but later you're gonna get tired of it, and you're not gonna want to do that. You're gonna come back to the kitchen." So, you know, I held that thought and I took it with me. And when I went to go pick up my daughters, I remember sharing with the teacher and the family service worker because she was there. And I told them what I wanted to do. So by the time you knew it, they were helping me with enrolling in GED classes. So I enrolled in GED classes, attended, and I received my GED that same summer. So when I came back the following year, I was a teacher assistant. Yeah, a teacher assistant in the classroom, working with children, working with the teacher, and you know, working where I wanted to work. So I was working in the classroom with children, but I wanted more. I wanted to be the teacher in the classroom. I wanted to be the one that set the schedule, who created the lesson plans, who worked closely with the parents. So the teacher told me about CDA classes. So I went back to my daughter's teacher and I asked her about, you know, what was it? You know, what exactly was it? So she explained to me what it was. And by the time you knew it, um, I think I met with several of the training staff, and I attended the following summer the CDA classes. So I got enrolled in them. So when I came back from the summer, I came back as a teacher in training. Then I decided to go into college. My daughter's teacher at the Casano Homes, she wanted to go to school as well to get her associates, and so we partnered up. We became buddies. We attended San Antonio College together. By the time I knew it, I was an ECCA slash teacher. And I know y'all know, I know that you know what that is. And then I became an ECC. So I finished my BA program while I worked at PCI. I did take a little break from early childhood courses during my PCI years, and I attended Palm Beach of the School San Antonio to complete a 1,500-hour course to get my cosmetology license, which I still hold. Then I enrolled at Texas A&M University for a master's degree. And again, throughout this process, I had the support of very amazing people. Not only the Castillo Home staff, but also other people who were very encouraging and very supportive of what I was doing. So it was a journey, and it was all possible again because of this PCI's mission statement and people who directly and indirectly impacted me. People like you, the teachers in the classroom who had that day-to-day interaction with parents. People like Blanche Russ Glover, who was a founder of Parent Child Incorporated. Dr. Small, who continued with the program and continued that mission. Uh, Adelina Fritz, who's still around and who's still very supportive with everything that goes on within Parent Child Incorporated. Bertie McBay, you know, who remembers Bertie McBay. Again, someone to look up to and to remember. My kids are older now. They all went through PCI, so they remember very well Bertie McBay because my grandchildren also attended PCI. So, you know, we have that ongoing relationship with all the people that I have mentioned. Mary Doxey. Mary Doxey is, again, another person who provided lots of support, lots of guidance, and helped me through my through the years, through this journey. Helen Lopez, who's also part of my career. uh, Gladys Jackson. Gladys Jackson was my first supervisor with Parent Child Incorporated, and she helped guide my journey. Lidia Almares, is another person who is very supportive, and all of the Casiano Home staff. And so many others who were there for me throughout my journey. So I share my story not because I want to be self-centered or conceited or arrogant, but because I want you to realize the impact that you have in others. You withhold that mission statement, and I am a true example of that. Keep doing the great things you do. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for all that you do for the children and families in San Antonio. I applaud you. If you're here, it's for a very good reason, and I trust that you will continue the great work that you have been set up to do. So once again, thank you and have a great day.